Good morning, traders. So, how do we trade the Dow Jones this morning? So, I am still of the opinion that we are looking for longs, and that's not going to change for anytime soon. And what I'm looking for is the pullback to play out. Now, if different time frames are going to give us different views, and if you're looking at the daily, ideally, I'm looking for a pullback all the way back down to 26 to 30 area. Now, the reality is we're probably not going to get that, and we need to look for an entry fairly soon. Okay. Now, why I say fairly soon is because you can see we are in oversold territory, and every time we get into oversold territory on the 4 hour, look what happens. Okay. So there wasn't really a signal here. Okay. This was our first. That was your first move down. Second move down, we came up, and we've had another move down. So this has been 3 moves to the downside. We have broken through the 4 hour alligator, and we kind of are testing the break. So now there is a possibility that we have a deeper pullback. Okay. But if I take my levels off the 4 hour, that was the first level. Okay. And we didn't quite tag it. If I just tidy that up, that's the first level there, and that's a level, and then this is the next breakout level there. Okay. And you can see where I'm taking them off. I'm taking them off the inside tails, inside tails, inside tails, inside tails. Okay, so those are the 3 levels to downside. The fact that the oscillators are hovering at the bottom here is pretty significant to my eyes anyway, that we do have a potential move to the upside coming. Now, this little 4 hour bar here is pretty telling in my eyes. It's not entirely convincing, but it is an inside bar and there is continuation. Okay, so it's an inside bar, there is continuation. What I'd like to see is a bit of a pullback and like a double bottom form, or sort of a high low here. That would give me confidence that we have a potential flag. Okay, now we spoke about this flag yesterday, and I actually was looking for a break of this range, and we got the break, and we never really continued, so it basically fell off the downside. Anyway, let's get to the half hour here. You can see we had a fairly significant breakout. You would have been forgiven for looking for a long entry at the next level, and the next level would have pretty much been on the 200 moving average here. And you can see quite a few buyers stepped in at this level. But alas, it didn't work out. Anyway, there's a lot of geopolitical noise happening in Europe at the moment with the UN meeting, and we've also got China trade war, which is kind of just getting worse and worse. So, there is possibility for more downside, but I think the downside is going to stay in this channel, pretty much. And I'm just going to extend that to there. And you could argue it's a funnel or it's a channel, and I'm just going to stick with a channel. Okay, so it isn't a downward channel. So if there is another move to the downside, the areas I'm looking to watch is pretty much going to be right down here at 26481. So I'm looking for a long at 26481, and I'm quite happy to leave my stop at 26425 or even 20. Let's just get, what is that? Yeah, I mean, you could work with a 100-point stop loss or even a 70-point stop loss. That's how wide that consolidation there is, 56 points. So you could look for a 70-point, between 50 and 70-point stop loss here. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what my take is on this. I'd like to see it come down here and form a double bottom for us. That would be ideal. Okay, so let's just look at the half hour. So what we're looking for is pull back into this area, consolidate, and then move to the upside. And if you look at the indicators at the moment, they are indicating that we are overbought. So there is a pretty good possibility that we're going to move to the downside. Okay. Now, bear in mind, moving to the downside right now for me is scalps. I'm looking for long entries. We are in an uptrend, and to me, this is consolidation, and we need to be looking for a continuation of the move to the upside. Okay. Yeah, so if this does fail and we continue channeling down, not the end of the world. We've got to watch the levels of 26480, 26425, and obviously we need to watch 26300, and then the last level we need to watch for is 26200. Okay, so those are the levels we need to watch the downside. And the other thing to do is just put your Fibonacci in on this. You'll see that the 50% Fibonacci is pretty much just below this level here. So don't just jump in blindly with a limit order. You can if you want to, but for me, get an alert on your charts at this level, just above it. So what I'll typically do is I'll put an alert in for 26,500. So if price gets to 26,500, then just open the phone and just pay attention to it for 15 minutes, because then you can drill down to like a 6-minute chart or even a 12-minute chart and see if you're getting some price action that's indicating there's a turn. Okay, and you just keep eyeballing it until something happens. If you break below 26425 area, then you need to be looking for an alert at 26300. Okay, so that's the way that I typically play it. Is I won't put a limit in there until I'm extremely comfortable that we have a potential setup. Okay, now one thing I want to do here is just highlight that this breakout level of 26481 has not been tagged yet, so price hasn't got to it yet. So I would really expect price to come back to it and tag it, and that be my double bottom. If we do get the double bottom off this level, so in other words, we do get 26481 or 26480, and price starts putting in some reversal patterns like inside bar, pin bar, like there, or an engulfing pattern like that. So anything that is a pin bar, engulfing, or inside bar, those are the three that I'm looking for. And if I can get that on a double bottom, all the better. Okay, so you can see here how the indicators are all pretty much telling us that we are overbought, and you must expect a move to the downside still. Okay, so that's kind of what I would expect. But now, one thing to point out is let's just get rid of all the noise, is our closing range breakouts. They're not entirely true, but you can see how we're getting breakout to the upside, targets get hit, and then we are breaking to the downside and our targets are getting hit. Okay, remember what I said, this is so common when we're in consolidation patterns that the breakouts will happen both ways. Okay, and I'm referring to the closing range breakouts. And the closing range is the last hour of trading. And it's the last real hour of trading. So we're on the futures market, so you've got to take it from sort of the US time from 9 until 10:15. That's basically the last hour and 15 minutes. Okay, now if I take this one here, you will see we have broken to the upside, so I would expect the breakout target to get hit. It does line up quite nicely with that inside tail, that breakout retest there, and then I want to see us come back. I do want to see us form a double bottom. So that's what I'm waiting for. Okay. So I'm waiting for us to come back to this 26500, 26480, 26. I mean, it could pretty much anywhere in this area. So, and you can see here on the hour how the 1 hour 200 moving average is also in this area as well. So this is kind of what I would like to see. I'd like to see us come back to anything between 26440 and 26490. So come back into this area, give me a double bottom, and then we get long. Okay. So for now, this is still consolidation, and I have no interest in any shorts. If you are shorting this, it's scalps, and you've got to keep your stops tight and take your profit often. Okay. Right, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. And you can see right now we are testing this breakout. So this was the previous breakout we are testing. We are below the alligator. Okay, although we haven't quite got a, how do I put it, a retest, a nice retest and break, or a nice break and retest of the alligator. It's kind of difficult when we're in such a strong uptrend. So, you know, to me right now, this is just a flag. Okay, and even your 6 hour is giving you a continuation diversions of the current uptrend. Okay, now that in itself is fairly significant. So the last thing I want to do actually before we move off, let's just look at it on the hour. And we do have a little bit of diversions here. I'd like to see better diversions than that, but what I'm looking for really is diversions in the flag. And there is ever so slightly here. Yeah, so there's diversions there. And nothing really there. So yeah, so nothing really to write home. But I am of the opinion that this is a flag, and that could have been the break of the flag. Okay, although it's broken out, it's come back into it. So now that's the trend line we're going to watch, and then obviously the next trend line that we need to pay attention to is going to be that one there. Okay, so draw your lines in, get your levels in, and pay attention to them. So the one that you need to watch right now is 26570. So if we start bouncing off this, then you can expect us to come visit this area to the downside here. And as far as I'm concerned, I suppose you could argue, oh, there it is there. So that's the level that I'm looking for, and we didn't quite tag it. We're just short of it. So I really would like to see us hit 26485. Okay. So yeah, that's my view on this at the moment. I'm looking for longs, and agreed at the moment we are in a short-term downtrend and we are below the alligator, but it is fairly volatile. So I would be looking for a change in direction fairly soon. If not today, definitely tomorrow or Friday. Okay, so another last thing, I suppose. I keep thinking of different things every time I want to close off. But the other thing that you need to pay attention to is this has been a fairly significant move to the upside. Okay, so for it to, you would expect at least another attempt at the previous high. Okay, so you'd expect another attempt here. And the fact that these buyers here are not selling off in masses, so there's been some profit taking, but there are still people that got in down the bottom here that are still sitting long. Okay, and they are waiting for their second move. So this was the first move, consolidating, they're waiting for the second move, and they're waiting to add. And I think that's the mentality that I've got right now. I'm waiting for this to play out, and then we're going to add. Okay, so that's my take on this at the moment, and yeah, just you're going to have to watch price action again. So you're looking for engulfing patterns like this. You're looking for inside bars, but remember it's got to be off a level, number one, and preferably after, you're looking for two moves. So this was the first down move. you would have expected some buyers to step in, but you're also expecting a second move. Yeah, and for the open here, it broke through the alligator, back up, test the alligator, and broke off. And now we're breaking through the alligator again. So I want to see it break up, come back and test, or alternatively, before the open, come all the way down here and then move up. Okay, so in other words, buy the pullback. That's what we're looking to do. Anyway, guys, hope it helps, and keep those stops really tight, because you don't know what's going to happen with this one at the moment. It's still consolidating, so we could fall off again, rally up a bit and then fall off, and then all of a sudden find some base and start climbing again. So enjoy your day, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Cheers for now.